Hey everyone, it's Megan from the Pro Team and today I've created this look here. So it is my go-to glam. It's just what I wear nearly every weekend. It's really soft, fresh, glowy, which I absolutely love. So I've done this full tutorial. I hope you enjoy it and I hope you learned something as well along the way. So if you want to see how I created it, just keep watching. So for foundation, I'm going to go in with 16 All Covered foundation. So this is my favourite foundation. You can see there's a good bit gone. So I'm going to go in with this and I'm going to use my 38SS brush and I'm just going to apply this onto the skin. So I love this brush just because it's really small and it gets into areas for me. It doesn't leave any brush strokes or anything like that or hairs or anything. I hate that. It's just added time to your foundation. So I'm just going to blend that all over and I'm just going to avoid underneath my eyes just because that's where I apply concealer. I just find foundation is too heavy for underneath there. Once I'm happy with that coverage, I'm going to go in with the under eye concealer from Inglot. So that's just this one here, shade 96. And I'm just going to apply this all underneath my eyes. So I'm using my beauty sponge to apply this underneath the eyes just because I find you get kind of more of a flawless under eye with it rather than a brush. And with the eye cream underneath, it's just going to be really hydrated, so it's just going to go on really nice. So you can see that's just like blending in seamlessly with my foundation. I used to be scared to use a beauty sponge because I just didn't know how to use them, but once you get the hang of them, they are unreal. Bit of a game changer, to be honest. I'm just going to apply this onto the lid as well as a base for my eyeshadows. In this concealer there is a plumping agent, which is amazing for underneath the eyes if you have any dark circles or anything like that, but I'd avoid applying this onto any like blemishes, spots or anything like that, just because you don't want to plump them out. That is my base before setting it with any powder, so it's really glowy and fresh. That all covered foundation gives you a really nice glow to the skin. It's not so matte. I'm going to grab a powder and I'm just going to actually set my T-zone and then a little bit on the cheeks. I'm not going to set myself too much because I do want to stay a little bit more dewy. I'm going in with two very well loved powders. So first of all, I'm going to go in with 403 HD powder. So it is a yellow undertone and it has HD particles in it. So what that's going to do is give me a flawless under eye. But avoid using this all over the face just because you don't want to get any flashback or anything like that. So I'm just patting this on with a 4SS brush and applying that underneath the eye, and then I will on my lid as well. And I'm doing this before setting my face just because the concealer tends to crease first. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going to go in with 65 pressed powder. And I'm going to apply this with my 15 BJF brush and apply that just more so on my T-zone, on the chin, and I'd kind of get oily around my smile lines and kind of my upper lip. Then where I tend to bronze, I'm just going to apply a little bit just so that it doesn't catch onto my foundation. Is my skin all powdered down, there is still a lovely glow on it without feeling like it's sticky, because that foundation is quite full coverage without feeling like it's too heavy either. So next I'm going to go in and do some bronzer. So bronzing is my favourite part of the face just so it makes it look a little bit more 3D, adds a bit of dimension to the skin. So I'm going to use my 3P and Sunkissed bronzer from the JLo collection. If you didn't know, Inglot actually have an amazing offer on at the moment with the JLo collection, so it is 3 for 2, which is incredible. I have so many favourites, the list could go on for days. But Sunkissed bronzer is actually one of them just because, as you can see, it's already going on in one like little swipe. It's beautiful. I love the pigments. I love Blazing Rose and Ethereal, and then I love her shadows. They're so pigmented, and the black eyeshadow is like the darkest black I've ever used. So I'm just building that up. I love bronzer, so I kind of whack it on, and then I like to warm up the forehead as well. I always tend to do underneath my chin as well to get rid of that double chin look. And then whatever's left, I'll just brush across my nose, just add some warmth to the centre of the face too. I'm going in with some blusher, so I'm going in with 12 Freedom Blush, so it's just this colour here. So there actually is a shimmer going through it, which I love, and that's just going to make it easier to blend in with my highlighter and bronzer. So I'm going to go in with that shade on the same brush as I used for my bronzer. And I just smile and apply it to the apples of my cheeks and blend it right back. So you can see that it's just a soft pink but with a bit of a glow to it, which I love. And again, I apply some to the centre of the face, and then I'm just going to apply on the same on the other side. I hope you've noticed, but I actually went and I bought myself a camera because I was just so sick of the quality on my phone. So I've started using my new camera for my videos and my pictures on my Instagram. So I hope you've noticed the difference, and I hope you like it. It's my first time doing the YouTube on my camera. So I was a bit nervous doing it. I was like, I hope it's okay. I'm trying to get my lighting under control and seeing what works for me and what doesn't. So hopefully it works. Move on to some highlighter. Even though I'm already glowing, I could probably do it out, but I'm just going to add a little bit more just because I'm so extra. So I'm actually going to go in with another JLo product. So I'm going to go in with the Sparkle Dust from the JLo collection in the shade Radiant. So that's just it here. And I'm just going to show you what it looks like inside. So it actually looks like glitter, kind of. And that's it here. I only take a small amount just so it's not too intense. So I started kind of, sorry, can we just cope? I wasn't gonna go intense, but I did. Tip of my nose, Cupid's bow, and I always like to put some above my brows. So I'm gonna go ahead and start my brows now. So I'm gonna go in with 12 Brow Gel, which is my favorite brow gel just because I am blonde. See, it's more of a taupey brown rather than a really warm brown. Go in with the 31T brush. So you can see here it's a really thin brush, which I find is really good for structured brows. I'll bring you a little bit closer to me so you can see my brows. Ooh, I'm gonna go ahead and line underneath first. I don't need too much product in my brows, I just like to fill in the gaps. So I'm going to follow that and bring it into a fine point. I don't mind if it gets a little bit messy underneath here because I can carve it with concealer, and also don't mind like the 2 mink lashes on my eyes left. I need to get them done. So whatever's left of my brush, I start to just drag through the brows. I brush up at the front just to make sure that it's not like real boxed off. And then I know that I can see there's a little gap here, so I need to apply more product here. And then I like to draw more of an arch on, so I'm just going to take that and bring it down into the fine point as well. So you can see there that it's proper filled in, but it only took me 2 minutes just because the brow gel literally does the work for me. It's really pigmented and they're smudge proof, so it won't come off until I take my makeup off. I'm just going to demonstrate how to carve out your brows real quick. So I don't really have too much cleaning up to do, but I'm just taking a bit of concealer on a flat brush and literally just following the shape of my brow. And it's nearly like highlighting the brow bone too because it's a lighter concealer. And I'm just going to blend down that concealer then. And that's it. So it's literally just made that like a little bit more highlighted underneath and a little bit more cleaner. I'm going to move on to eyes, which is the more exciting part. So this is my everyday palette I have from Inglot. So I have plenty of palettes, but this is just my everyday one. So I've just a few of my favourite colours. I know this is mad to have as favourite colours, but I just love the khaki green and the yellow on top of it. So I'm actually going to stick with my neutral colours. Most of these are actually the JLo collection. I'm going to stick to like these kind of colours and then a few of these to deepen it up. So yeah, I'm going to use the same brush I used for my highlighter. I'm going to use my 6SS to start to blend out my shadows. So I'm going in with the shade 285. So I'm starting with this shade here. 285 is one of my favourite transition shades. It's beautiful with nearly any eyeshadow. And I'm going to start to blend this out on the lid. I love my shadows really blown out, so for my more go-to makeup, I'm obviously going to go with a more blown out eye. I just don't have the time to be doing like a winged eyeliner if I'm on the go. So I'm just really focusing on blowing that shadow out. Bring it kind of into the corner of the eye. Just because if I stopped it here it might look a little bit weird. And I make sure to build up my transition shade just so then when I start to build up more colours you can still see that underneath. I do the same with that shadow underneath, so I'm just going to bring that underneath the eye with a 48SS and blend that to meet at the outer corner. You can avoid this if you don't like shadow underneath the eye, a lot of people don't. Once I'm happy with on top and underneath, I'm going to go in with this shade here. So this is Cafe au Lait from the JLo collection and is part of the 3 for 2. So I'm going to take a 6SS and start to blend that on the outer corner and work it to the centre. And I'm just making sure I don't bring this as high up as my last shade because it literally just defeats the purpose and you're just taking away that colour. And I'm just building that up. And then as always I'm going to repeat a step. So I'm going to go in with my last colour and blend that out just to make sure that the two are seamlessly blended together. And you can see that it's starting to have a bit of definition into the crease now. And then as always I'm going to bring that same shadow underneath as well. So this will start to kind of smoke it up. Now I'm going to go in with the shade Cheers. So it's just this one here. So it's actually one of our new cream eyeshadows. So they're literally like a pressed pigment. They're absolutely unreal. So this is the shade Cheers. I'm going on my flat brush again. And I'm just going to apply this onto the lid. And I'm not doing any structured eye or anything like that. I want it to be a little bit more like messy. So I'm just throwing it on any kind of way. I think it just adds a little touch to your glam look. I don't think anything's glam until it has a little bit of sparkle. I'm just going to take my 48SS and I'm just going to blend over that just to get rid of any harshness from that kind of glitter. And you can see it's just after adding kind of like a bronzy kind of effect to it as well. So I'm going to just do that the same on the other side. But before I do that, I'm actually going to apply some to the bottom here. So coming in from the inner corner and onto the lower lashes. J-Lo kind of vibes when I do this. Next I'm going in with 03 Cold Pencil, which is the brown from Inglot. It's just so smooth and creamy, and I've actually lately not been wearing too much gel liner. It's just a little bit more harsh than the pencils. So I'm going to be applying this on the kind of the lash band where I'd apply my liner, but I'm just not going to be as precise as I would be with like the likes of a gel. Because I'm going to be smudging this out a little bit with brown shadow. And I'm making sure to get the inner corner. So if you're kind of someone that struggles with a steady hand for gel liner, these are your go-to. And I'm just going to apply that to the waterline as well. Just going to make it that bit more smoky. You'll see the difference when I compare the two eyes. So you can see like this is a lot more open and then this is just a lot more smoky, which I like. So I'm just going to grab the brown shadow from the palette. So this shade here, so that is Bordeaux from the J-Lo collection again. This is my favourite brush from Inglot. I just love it. It's just like a small blending brush. And I'm just going to smoke that liner out. So it's just kind of like smudging it out. And then I'm literally just blending on top of that liner then. I'm actually going to go in with the J-Lo lashes. So this is them here. So I've actually wore them before, like probably like 4 times. So they usually come in 2 separate pieces and then you can apply them onto how you like. So I kind of overlap here because I like them to be a little bit more full in the center, and then they're really wispy, so the ends are really like, if you can see, there's like little hairs that are longer than the ones up here, so they're really fluttery and wispy. I go in with the latex free duo glue. So you can see that's just the lash there. It has a really like small lash band. It's really thin. It's a little bit easier for me to apply. So for anyone that's kind of scared of applying lashes, find a lash with a really thin lash band. It will literally save you doing so much work trying to apply them. Anyways, I'm going to look down. I'm going to place it into the center first. So you can see it's in the center then. And then I'm going to do my edges. And then my outer corner. So that is it there. So they're not too natural, but they're not too full on either. I just think that they're really pretty. You can still see my shadow behind the lashes as well. So this is what it's looking like so far. I love kind of a soft kind of glam and nothing too harsh anymore. I used to love like really dark eyes, but I think this is just nice. So now I'm going to move on to lips. So I'm going to bring it closer again, and I'll show you my lip combo. That's my favorite at the moment, really up close and personal. So I'm firstly going to go in with 63 lip pencil from Inglot. So this is just like a really nice pinky nude, and I'm just going to line the lips as normal. I tend to use darker lip liner and lighter lipstick. Next I'm going in with this shade here. So this is 47 Lip Tint. It is like my favorite lipstick from Inglot. So it's like a really kind of pale brown. It's one of the lip tints as well, so it dries down matte, and then I put a lip gloss on over. So I'm just going to apply this as normal too. So it kind of just blends into the lip liner nicely. I go in with My Thai lip gloss. So it is one of our volumizing new glosses. So it is 3D effect. There is a lovely kind of glitter going through them. This has like kind of a gold reflect on it, and they're so shimmery. They're volumizing without having that like tingly effect on the lips. So this is my favorite lip combo. It's the one that I'm always wearing, always getting asked about. So this is the finished look. It's really bronzy, glowy, fresh, which I love, and this is my go-to glam. I'd wear it nearly every Saturday and the weekends when I go out. or if I have any like events or anything like that, it's kind of my go-to, unless I'm wearing some pop of colour, which everyone knows I love as well. But I do love this kind of look. I think it's more in at the moment, the soft glam. So I hope you found this helpful and that you learned something along the way. We have plenty of more videos if you want to have a little look, if you want to subscribe to our channel, and I'd appreciate if you gave this a little like down below, and I will see you in the next one.